Okay.
Welcome back to Authentically Peculiar with Marcia. You know, I don't let y'all get into my personal life a whole lot, but my guest today has seen every facet of me. One, because he is my massage therapist, he specializes in SLA massage therapy, as well as a newfound author. So y'all know I want you to get the book entitled Natural Sex Energy and the Science of Complementary Opposites by Sahias Unkudu. This man, a couple of years, I think it's been about 3 years now, Sahias, that you've been my back cracker, my my donut folder. When I first began massage therapy with you, my fear was movement and stretching, and the peace that you bring into the room and in the environment, the calmness allows the breath work to do the work. And then, of course, there's some jovialness along the way.
Yes,
so,
yes.
I will post his information because if you've never had an SLA massage, you need to get at least one. You're probably going to be addicted like me and get more, but you need to get at least one. So thank you so much for your yes and being a guest as we explore your book. We talk about the massage therapy. And one of the things that we love to talk about among ourselves is holistic approaches to just life and living. So introduce yourself to the audience for me.
My name is Sahias Unkudu. I am the owner of Unkudu Life Masteries and the founder. I am the owner and founder of NEM Magic Meditation. And I am author of Natural Sex Energy and the Science of Complementary Opposites. Overall, I'm a multi-dimensional life improvement specialist because I specialize in helping people achieve life redirections, life improvements, operating on multiple levels of existence, whether we are affecting a change by repatterning mental or thought patterns, speech patterns, discovering how we talk to ourselves in ways that can debilitate us, weaken us, as opposed to strengthening us. So once we find out what thoughts are running in the background of our subconscious that are not helping us live our ideal life, then we develop better ones, better thoughts and speech patterns that help us get aligned with the life that we choose to live. If the physical body is experiencing challenges, whether that's a car accident or a sedentary lifestyle, or just a life that you're not moving like you should in ways that could make you feel your best, then SLA massage therapy and SLA-based stretching, SLA-based personal assistance with working out can help you achieve fluidity and movement, fluidity and enhanced chi flow, life force energy flow. Spiritually, when you align your mind with your purpose and your body is moving as the creator designed it to move, a lot of times a spiritual awakening is right around the corner, if not immediate and spontaneous. There's people who have achieved spiritual epiphanies just through a SLA massage. So through my years of helping people in these regards and just being an avid researcher and explorer of mystical truths, arcane realities, I have come to call myself an energy scientist. Not someone that splits atoms, but someone who splits false fixations from
Mm-hmm.
purpose.
Yeah. Oof.
I help people purify their natural energy.
Mm-hmm.
And so years ago, somewhere around 2017, I took time to ponder this idea of toxic masculinity.
Mm.
And I was just saying to myself, how can the masculinity that I know
Mm-hmm.
and that I naturally express, and all of the men in my family, because the men are active and have been active in my family, doing things that men do,
Mm-hmm.
protectors and providers, and being rocks for the family to lean on in times of stress and
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
How can that masculinity be toxic? The masculinity of my granduncles and my grandfather and my uncles, the type that when my grandfather, my grand uncles passed away, their
Mm-hmm.
wives never thought to remarry, never thought to even talk bad about these men.
Mm. Okay.
How can that be bad? And I'm like, isn't it necessary for there to be distinct differences in masculinity and femininity?
Mm-hmm.
And I went to pondering deeply the nature of energy in all things and as many things as I could think about. Because,
Right.
energy has infinite manifestations.
Mm-hmm.
But when I started to think about electricity and magnetism and you name it, there's always this polar opposite thing going on.
Yeah.
And the more distinct the energies that come together to create balance, the more sound the balance that they create is. So when I started to look at men and women as opposite poles and opposite parts, opposite particles
Mm-hmm.
that come together to proliferate and reproduce to form the overall being, an
Mm-hmm.
entity called humanity, I realized that a man must be a pure man, a woman must be a pure woman for attraction to be at its peak.
Mm.
And so yin and yang has been established as a blueprint. The yin and yang, the taijitsu symbol,
Mm-hmm.
originated from the I Ching, has been established as a key to understanding
Mm-hmm.
masculine and feminine dynamics dating back thousands of years. And
Right.
I realized through research that almost all cultures across the world throughout history have some teaching about duality,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
masculine and feminine, goddess and God, all throughout history, and that
Exactly.
you cannot run from it. Metaphysics, spirituality, psychology, you name it. You keep going with the isms, you keep going, looking into all of the sciences that purport to explain life and existence. You're going to come back to polarity, duality. You're going to come back to complementary opposites come
Mm-hmm.
together to form balance and harmony.
Mm-hmm.
So the book, Natural Sex, Energy, and the Science of Complementary Opposites,
Mm-hmm.
was birthed in my mind and began unraveling in stages until it reached the point sometime last year where it just had to be completed.
Mm-hmm.
And it got completed. So it explains what's natural in sex
Mm-hmm.
based on an analysis of the man and woman's psychological, hormonal, biological makeups,
Mm-hmm.
energetic makeups,
Mm-hmm.
because it stands to reason nature rewards you with health when you're
Yes.
living in tune with the laws of nature.
Mm-hmm.
And there's that sublimate or enhance the production of hormones in man and woman.
Mm-hmm.
If a man is not active enough during
Mm-hmm.
sexual activity, his hormones will be impacted in a negative way. He could actually experience a testosterone drop.
Right. Right.
And testosterone is responsible for men being as healthy as we possibly can be. The more
Mm-hmm.
testosterone, long as it doesn't become too much testosterone, but when our testosterone is at its peak
Mm-hmm.
and proper level, then
Mm-hmm.
we are as healthy as we possibly can be.
Absolutely.
It will stave off almost any biological or physical ailment that a man could experience that you could think of.
Mm-hmm.
And when women are doing too much during sexual activity, their estrogen levels can drop
Mm-hmm.
negatively
Mm-hmm.
and their testosterone levels will rise. Estrogen is the female hormone.
Right.
What testosterone does for us, estrogen does for y'all in
Mm-hmm.
terms of keeping you as healthy and as
Mm-hmm.
feminine as possible
Mm-hmm.
at the level, at the according to the design of the creator.
Mm-hmm.
So when you actually when people engage or embrace each other in proper natural sexual activity, they both will, when they're done, experience equilibrium in being. They will experience a sublimation and an enhancement of
Mm-hmm.
their being and energies,
Right.
rejuvenation, a sense of empowerment, or the way energy works. It always knows what to do. It knows how to flow. It
Mm-hmm.
knows what to effect. So if one of the two is down, natural sex can bring them up.
Mm-hmm.
If one of them is too up, natural sex can mellow them out.
Right.
Whatever is needed,
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
it's two beings coming together to generate or to produce a generator.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because a man entering a woman produces a baby.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at the energy, the electric energy of the man, the magnetic energy of the woman, when they come together, they can produce many different things on a subtle energetic level.
Mm-hmm.
Hence, there is what you call sexual alchemy, which will be
Mm-hmm.
covered in the book.
Yes.
Just dealing with natural sex right there. Then we deal
Mm-hmm.
with energy. I already touched on energy earlier in the conversation and how energy must be understood. If you don't understand energy, you'll never understand what attraction really is and how it functions. A
Let's talk about
woman,
that. I'm sorry,
go
go ahead.
ahead. No, you
No, I
go
was
ahead.
going to say, let's talk about that for a minute because one of the things, the very first story in the book discusses the couple and their energy mindset and how the woman had made up in her mind what energy she was going to put out and what she was expecting to receive. The man, in the same light, put out what his energy and his focus was and what he was willing to receive. And their energy brought them into this place. Can you talk to us about how important it is to align our thoughts with what our heart desires so that we move our energy force in that direction?
It's imperative to align your thoughts with what you desire.
Mm-hmm.
It's imperative to have a vision of what you desire.
Yes.
And to have a clear vision of something that you desire that will actually work out best for you, you
Mm-hmm.
must first have a clear vision of who you are.
Talk about that for a moment.
What you are.
Mm-hmm.
And in knowing who you are and what you are, you'll know how you should move in life.
Mm-hmm.
You will know what you need in your life and what you do not need in your life.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And that it takes for some people time alone to achieve that.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are very self-aware and have been that since they have been children.
Mm-hmm.
Some people have enjoyed an upbringing where they had parents or loved ones that provided sound advice,
Mm-hmm.
not to tell them how to live their lives, but to help them cultivate an understanding of who they really are and what might work best for them.
Mm-hmm.
But however a person arrives at knowing who they are,
Mm-hmm. Know thyself.
know
Mm-hmm.
thyself, that is so important. So many ancient mystery systems and spiritual systems emphasize the importance of knowing yourself.
Mm-hmm. Why do you think people miss the mark on trying to move in a space to know themselves?
There's so much societal pressure out here
Mm-hmm.
to live up with what the Joneses are doing.
Yeah.
Humans are a communal, tribal being or species.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't watch it, they will follow the modality of thought of the time.
Right.
They could get lured into movements by charismatic leaders and end up basing their lives on concepts and things that are not natural.
Right.
And oftentimes people have to come to a low point where they're
Mm-hmm.
frustrated and they don't know why. They're extremely dissatisfied with not being able to attract or find love, or they keep ending up alone. They keep repeating certain patterns. And at some point, either by receiving advice from somebody or just being fed up, they end up affecting solitude or entering
Mm-hmm.
into the path of solitude, being
Yeah.
by themselves and sorting things out. And through introspection and actually being honest with themselves about themselves, when they ask questions like, didn't I see the signs? Why did I ignore those red flags?
Mm-hmm.
Why do
Mm-hmm.
I keep experiencing the same things? What is the deal?
Right.
When they get those questions answered, then they can say, hey, I know what society is doing, but that ain't for me. I need somebody that's going to love me, respect me, and honor me based on my unique psychological makeup.
Yes.
They laugh at things that I laugh at, even with
Mm-hmm.
my quirky, wacky type of humor. They love it.
Mm-hmm.
They like to walk where I like to walk.
Mm-hmm.
For their own reasons, they were like that before they even knew me. See, one
Mm-hmm.
thing I know from studying energy is I can't exist the way I exist as I exist without a counterpart
Exactly.
energetic match.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's no one dog on earth, is it? If there's one dog, there has to be another dog somewhere. There's no one
Exactly.
ant. If there's one ant, there has to be another ant, and
Mm-hmm.
so on. Because if it wasn't, things would be imbalanced.
Right.
We are made up of complementary parts.
Mm-hmm.
So if
Mm-hmm.
my type of energy exists, if Sahias Unkudu, with my whole unique makeup, if I exist, then there is a counterpart that will balance me. There's a counterpart that will balance you. And you won't have to change that much in order
Right.
to fit. And the reason why people might have to change, or more than likely will have to do some changing when they come together, is
Mm-hmm.
because we have picked up concepts and indoctrinations that are running in our mind that are not necessarily what we are naturally, but are things that we consciously or unconsciously
Mm-hmm.
entered into agreements with and
Right.
started living according to. And when you move that guff out, because sometimes you don't know it's there, and
Mm-hmm.
you get with somebody and they say, well, I can't continue with you if you're going to be like that. And then
Mm-hmm.
you analyze that be like that part, and you
Mm-hmm.
realize,
Mm-hmm.
I don't really care about that much to keep that be like that part.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And why did I ever emphasize that so much? It just ain't that important to where
Mm-hmm.
I will forego being with this magnificent, extraordinary being,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and then you drop it
Mm-hmm.
because it's not really you. But the things that are really you, your complementary opposite partner will love and appreciate and support.
Exactly. You know, in chapter 3, the ethereal and universal nature of attraction, you talk about the insights into human electromagnetism and its parallel with physics. I'm going to read this and then we're going to get into it. The phenomenon of attraction is not just a human experience, it is a universal truth woven into the very fabric of existence. At its core, attraction resembles the principles of electromagnetism, a cornerstone of particle physics. According to Coulomb's law, oppositely charged particles, one positive and the other negative, are drawn together by a force that intensifies as they move closer. Talk to us how that shows up in human attraction, because we are an entire body of particles. We're an entire body of energy. How does it show up where our magnetism and our attraction pulls us closer to that one, to that complementary opposite?
Okay, so men are electric,
Mm-hmm.
women are magnetic.
Mm-hmm.
And so magnetism deals with pulling and drawing,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And electricity is flowing and it's animating and it charges
Mm-hmm.
things, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So men, we are this being, we're all about activity. And if a man
Mm-hmm.
is living in his masculinity properly, then he's always doing something.
Mm-hmm.
He's always pushing, and he's arrived at a sense of purpose. So it will be something that he is advocating, building, promoting, working
Mm-hmm.
towards.
Mm-hmm.
And the woman, she's magnetic, so she enjoys what life brings to her.
Mm-hmm.
She enjoys receiving. She
Mm-hmm.
gives.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean she doesn't give, but she enjoys receiving and
Mm-hmm.
appreciating what the world has to offer her. So she
Mm-hmm.
goes by and says, oh, such lovely flowers. Oh, this is just so wonderful. And the man, he's seeking to improve upon the
Right.
earth. He's seeking to affect the earth. He's the doer. He wants to move stuff and repurpose it, all this kind of thing. And so the way that can work is when the man is in his ideal state, moving and working and aspiring to achieve an end.
Right.
And the woman knows herself and she knows what she desires in life and she has a sense of purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Then just like I share in the book about me and my wife, I promoting my business, marketing my business,
Mm-hmm.
ended up coming into her sphere of life, a place that she frequented every week,
Mm-hmm.
weekly meetings. She didn't go
Mm-hmm.
out of her norm.
Mm-hmm.
I came into her norm of
Mm-hmm.
activities.
Mm-hmm.
My electricity and her magnetism came together,
Mm-hmm.
but I came to her. See?
Mm-hmm.
And once we got together, once we started talking, the closeness continued to intensify
Right.
until we got so close that we made the union a
Mm-hmm.
real thing. We
Mm-hmm.
married, we made babies.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just so many levels on how you can continue to come closer and closer and closer and closer. Now, the thing about magnets, when you take the North and South Pole
Mm-hmm.
and they come all the way together, they
Mm-hmm.
achieve a point of rest.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They're joined now. Now, once
Yeah.
they're joined like this, there's no more friction. They're
Mm-hmm.
just balanced right now.
Yeah.
Now, in order to achieve another round of attraction, what has to happen? You have to pull them
Pull away.
apart.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then
See?
pulling away isn't going to find distractors. That pulling away is going within you so that you can evolve and then reattach.
Important point. The
Mm-hmm.
pulling away is demonstrated on so many levels. The pulling away can be both people are
Mm-hmm.
doing different things. Could be in the same room, could be sitting on the same
Mm-hmm.
couch,
Mm-hmm.
but they're focusing on things within themselves. They are in the
Mm-hmm.
energy that they were in when they met each other,
Right.
being who they truly are. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it could be one is going to the grocery store, one is going to work,
Mm-hmm.
one is doing something, maybe not in the immediate presence, physical presence of the other.
Mm-hmm.
But what happens when they see each other? Ooh, the smiles, the hugs, in sexual intercourse.
Mm-hmm.
It's a time when the friction is going on, and then there's an orgasm, and then there's a rest
Mm-hmm.
when
Mm-hmm.
they're done.
Mm-hmm.
And then they may go to sleep or they may go and do other things. But
Right.
it is everything in life has a vibratory element to it.
Mm-hmm.
Your
Mm-hmm.
heart beats,
Yeah.
blood pumps to and fro throughout your body. You breathe
Mm-hmm.
in, you breathe out.
Right.
There's an oscillation when you walk. One foot is stabilizing, one foot is moving forward. There's a swinging in everything.
Mm-hmm.
Sound moves in waves.
Yeah.
There's waves when it comes to light. There's all
Mm-hmm.
types of oscillatory things going on throughout existence.
Right.
And when we naturally pay attention to that, then we don't cling too strongly
Mm-hmm.
to our mate to the point where we can choke out the life of the love. We
Exactly.
know that there must be a wave of coming together, of drawing somewhat apart.
Mm-hmm.
But when you draw apart, since there is no spatial limitation to the reaches of energy.
Mm-hmm.
That's why people can still feel strongly attached to somebody who's on the other side of the world.
Mm-hmm.
They could be on Mars. That love attachment will still be there.
Right.
But the physical pulling away, or
Mm-hmm.
maybe you can't see that person's form
Mm-hmm.
for some hours or even some days,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. That just strengthens the attachment. It strengthens the attraction. And I'm not saying, hey, always spend time apart. It's not what I'm saying.
Right.
What I'm saying is just analyze and accept the vibratory nature, the oscillatory nature of attraction. And sometimes you have to realize you don't need to be laid up around each other day in, day out, or just always in each other's immediate vicinity.
Because you can lose your identity. You lose your individuality.
Yes. And attraction can actually weaken if you do too much of that.
Absolutely. You know, chapter 6 is right up my alley. Because chapter 6 talks about speak love and not war, the psychology of modern language, of modern dating. You said words are not merely tools.
I lost you for a second.
Oh, hold on.
You said chapter 6 is right up your alley.
Yes, chapter 6 is right up my alley. Up my alley. It says, "Speak love, not war: the psychology of language in modern dating. Choosing words wisely to shift the paradigm from conflict to harmony in relationships." Words are not merely tools of communication; they are the invisible architects of your reality. I often say your words are your greatest power source. It helps you to align your thoughts, your vision, your purpose, and what you desire. What are your thoughts about that? I mean, it's a whole chapter on it. So, I mean, I just want you to talk to them because I know how you feel about it.
Well, words are the basis for hypnosis. And a lot of people don't know that there is a system of hypnosis called conversational hypnosis.
Yes.
Conversational hypnosis can be affected by saying, if you could just have a seat right here, there's an embedded command, have a seat right here. And if you could just have a seat right here. Now, if you told somebody have a seat right here, I mean, a lot of people would just have a seat, but some people might resist you, like, I don't want to sit down. They feel like you're telling them to sit down. But if you want to soften it and sneak it past conscious awareness, you say, if you could just have a seat right here, then we could move on with the presentation. Okay, fine. They don't feel like they were told to do something.
It removes that command essence that a lot of people rebel against.
And so words are so powerful. If you are talking to somebody in a derogatory manner, maybe in sexual activity, if you're using words that I won't say right now, but very distasteful words, these words tend to seep into the subconscious mind, start making changes to how a person views themselves. It just is hiding behind the affection.
Right.
Okay? Because if you're focused on the pleasurable act, you might accept a word that you wouldn't accept outside the act. And in that acceptance, you actually start unconsciously attuning yourself with the behavior of that word.
Exactly.
There are words that we should not use when we are referring to our, and I don't like the term significant other. Like, significant other implies other, something that is other than what y'all are.
Right, right.
I prefer things like, well, it's best to come up with your own terms of endearment. I like things like sweetheart and twin flame, if you meet the description. My love, things that remind you of who you and your counterpart see yourselves as.
It's life speaking. It's life invoking.
My grandmother always used to say to me, you can catch more flies with honey than you can with vinegar.
Absolutely.
Why not talk sweetly to your partner? Why not talk in a way that reaffirms your love every time you speak? And even at times when you may feel irked or you're in a disagreement, instead of insulting them, express your disagreement and put a word of endearment in there. Like, I understand, darling, but see.
Exactly. And it softens it to where communication remains open. And I think one of the things that I love about this book is it takes it to a real space and place of applicability. You can apply a pivoted mindset because our truth is a lot of us, especially here in Western civilization, grow up without having a true, strong understanding of self relationship and then relationship with others. They put us into this communal pot and we often lose identity, or especially in light of social media, people have clung to identities that they don't even know. I often tell people you have to be mindful of the words that you allow to speak to you because those are words attached. Like you said, being called a derogatory name in the middle of intimacy, you may not let your girl or your guy call you that outside of a bedroom, but the word has still edged and attached and an attachment to your psyche. So somewhere you're gonna become that word. And then you're gonna get angry that you allowed yourself to let the words seep in or those words seep in. So I appreciate the entirety of chapter 6. That was my favorite chapter, no hands down for me, because I believe the power of words are everything that you desire and want to be. And you get to set the stage. You get to set the stage because you can reverse all of the negative stuff that you may have heard or said from yonder years to now. You can reverse that stage. What are your thoughts about that reversal of, that negativity that can happen between humans?
Well, I would like to say what I was going to say, and maybe it's going right with what you asked, was it's important to realize how many words we've adopted that came from other people's stuff, other people's movements, other people's hangups, other people's passions, other people's traumas, other people's disappointments. And these charismatic people, these charismatic movements, when people start getting in movements, people tend to think maybe I should do it too because everybody else is doing it. But when you start to think, and why should I continue with it? It's not actually making me stronger and better every time I speak it.
Exactly.
How about I come up with my own words, or I sit down and consciously develop a list of words that I'm going to use that will replace these other words that have not led me to the most ideal outcome.
Absolutely.
And affect a reversal of life trends, personal life trends, a reversal of of a bad focus, bad performance, or less than the best performance, multiple spheres of my life. How about I just let this go and adopt something new?
Absolutely.
And with these reversals, when we break the mental contracts, the agreements that we've entered into with these charismatic leaders, charismatic movements that have made promises. If you believe this way, you carry yourself this way, you'll be loved, you'll be happy, you'll be illuminated, you will be liberated, you will be free, you will be this. But when you don't feel free, when you actually feel bound by confusion and frustration, then whoever promised you, whatever promised you all of this, has failed to perform under that mental contract. So now it's time to opt out of it.
Exactly.
Opt out
And a
of
lot
it.
of people be afraid to opt out of it because they are afraid that they're going to miss whenever the blessing finally does come. No, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. And we could do this forever. We could talk forever because I'm gonna have to bring you back because there's so much more in this book right here, y'all, that I need you all to get. I am literally considering having a couple book club meetings. I hadn't done one in several years, but this would be one of the books that I would bring to a book club to really open up people's conversation about themselves, people's conversation about partnership, engaging in relationships, the yin and the yang of existence. But I'm going to switch for just a moment and ask you to share with the audience how can they reach out to you for massage. Go get a massage. Go get a massage. and go and grab a copy of the book. So share with them your contact information.
So you can reach out to me at sahiasunkudu.com. That's SAHIASUNKUDU.com. You can cop the book at sahiasunkudu.com /books. sahiasunkudu.com /books. You can call me at 404-660-2695 if you want to reach me at NEM Magic and Meditation. But if you want to book me personally, for high-end activities, reach out at 470-919-0215.
You can also follow him on social media,
Yeah.
Instagram, NEM Magic and Meditation. Go to his Instagram. You will see his expert ability in SLA massage and meditation and helping you to realign and become aware of who you are. Sahias, thank you so much for gracing this space with Authentically Peculiar with Marcia. Like I said, we be 30 minutes in conversation before my massage even starts because that's just how attuned our conversations are and the enlightenment. So thank you again so very
Thank you,
much.
Marcia. It's been an
You're
honor and a pleasure beyond mention.
awesome, awesome. So until next time on Authentically Peculiar with Marcia, stay focused, stay authentically, and definitely be peculiar in all that you do. Take good care.